Hi everyone, I'm delighted that joining me for this lesson on why could I teachers use so and me as a starting point for singing. I'm delighted that joining us today I've got Julie Andrews from the 1970s. Hello Julie, how are you doing? Are you glad to be here?
I am very scared. There are days when I get very excited and very thrilled, and the greater part of me is looking forward to it a lot. But I must say, I think I'm going to be awfully nervous.
Okay, well hopefully you'll feel more at ease as the show goes on. But I believe you're joining us today because you've written a song to help people with solfa in the early stages. Is that right?
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the game you've got to go with your song? Because I believe it's quite elaborate. You've got people dressing up as grasshoppers and helicopters. Sounds like fun.
We would do many, many takes before they were satisfied, and so the helicopter would come towards me and get closer and closer. This great sort of giant crab or grasshopper sort of looked like it was sidestepping towards me, and then it would make a circle and go back and come through the trees again, and I'd have to rush to the end of the field and start all over again. But every time it made the circle to go back, it would knock me flat from the downdraft. And so I would do my lovely bit, and then it would go bam, you know. I'd pick myself up, and I got so angry because it just kept knocking me down.
Okay, excellent. So we've got the children pretending to be, one child's a crab and one child's a grasshopper, and one child's a helicopter, and you've got this circle game. I'm struggling to really picture this. What happens after that then, after that circle, after that part of the game?
At that precise moment, it was Mrs. Higgins' turn to say, "Henry, dear, please don't grind your teeth." And all Higgins has to do is turn his back to the audience and just listen to Eliza, singing and carrying on. And I finally went up to him and sang, "No, my reverberating friend."
It sounds a little bit complicated, that, especially with the COVID lockdown currently in place that we're having in my time era, Julie.
I don't know about that.
Oh, well, trust me, Julie, it's a massive thing at the moment, and it's really affecting how we teach in classrooms. I think your game might have been a bit elaborate, and with social distancing in place, it might be very difficult. But tell you what, why don't we maybe get you tuned up? Your guitar's still a little bit flat, Julie. No, that needs to be an F. You just about a semitone flat. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, where do we start then, Julie?
Let's start at the very beginning.
That's a very good place to start, isn't it?
A very good place to start.
Yeah, that's what I just said, Julie. Does it help? Is it anything like starting to learn a language?
When you read, you begin with
A, B, C.
Okay, so it's like a kind of alphabet or a kind of phonics for understanding music in a way. So what notes would you actually start with then, Julie?
When you sing, you begin with sol, mi, sol, sol, mi, sol, sol, mi, sol, sol, mi. Notes just happen to be sol, mi, sol, sol, mi, sol, sol, mi, sol, sol, mi.
That's really interesting, Julie, because I was expecting you to use maybe a different three notes.
Do, re, mi.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So what's the logic behind starting with so and me? There's actually really good reasons for starting on so and me, isn't there, Julie? Would you like to tell us about those?
Yes. It's probably better to have a verb roll.
Julie, sorry, we lost you. You were kind of glitching and dropping out there. Are you still with us, Julie? Oh, I'm sorry. I think we've lost Julie. So I'm going to explain to you why we use so and me. For starters, so it's a very easy interval for virtually everybody sing. Everybody sings it in tune. They may not sing it at the same pitch. You might sing so me, and they sing so me, but they will be in tune with they'll have the right kind of space between the notes, the hitting the right intervals. And there's various other reasons for starting with so and me. It does imitate kind of certain natural speech patterns in English. It might not work the same in other languages, but you, for example, your mum says, Jimmy, dinner's ready. So it's an interval that's familiar, maybe not so much in folk music, but in the in speech and language. So it's a very good starting place for young children. There might be an argument for starting with mi, re, do in order to have a more mature sounding repertoire for maybe slightly older children who don't want to be who might feel a bit babyish to do so and me. But I have done this with adults as well, and that's so me interval is a great place to start. So that's where we do start our Kadai programs. So as long as the notation doesn't completely drive the repertoire, it is a good way of certainly learning to read music. Is very simple. It also fits onto adjacent lines or adjacent spaces on the stave, and it just provides a really clear starting point for learning it. I know there's arguments for perhaps not doing this, and there's certainly arguments for not saturating children with it.
I'm not finished yet.
I think Julie's back now. Oh, Julie, could you tell us why it's maybe not a good idea to completely saturate and only do So and Me songs?
I know that we were all very aware that it could be over saccharine and sweet, and we had to be very careful about it.
Okay, Julie, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a fantastic interview, and I hope people are a bit clearer about why we start with So and Me rather than Do, Re, Mi.
Yes.
And it's fantastic that you've changed your mind about it, Julie.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye. And thank you for joining us at home. Bye.